Okay guys, so I wanted to do a quick disclaimer before this video starts. After making it, I realized I wanted to say this. This is a beginner's video. So if you're a pro skateboarder or really advanced, this might not be the best video for you. And I figured I would tell you guys now because I know it's a little bit of a longer video. That being said, doesn't mean you can't learn something from it, so I hope you guys enjoy it. What's up guys, this is John with Skate Better, and today I wanted to do something a little bit more unconventional for my normal reviews. So just so you guys know, coming up I have two reviews. I have the Adidas 3ST004s on the way, and then I also have this toy machine deck that I've been skating for a minute now that I will also be reviewing. So that being said, I wanted to do a video about some of the things, tips, pieces of knowledge that I wish that someone would have given me before I started skateboarding. So whether this is your first time stepping on a skateboard or maybe you're just getting back into skateboarding, these are some of the things I wish that I would have known, and hopefully it helps you guys out. Alright, so to make this video I decided to split it into three different parts. And the first thing I want to talk about is progress in skateboarding and what helped me progress a lot faster and what maybe will help you progress a lot faster. So the first thing I can tell you is, pretty obviously, more time you spend on the skateboard, the faster you're going to progress. And what I found is I progress a lot faster skating a little bit each day or as much as possible throughout the week, as opposed to maybe having one or two really big sessions. So that's personally something that I found. I just was able to kind of feel the trick a little bit more, doing it little by little over the week, as opposed to I would forget almost everything I was doing with my body or muscle memory if I was just having those one or two sessions. So that's number one. Number two, I would say watch lots of videos. Watch as many videos as you can and film yourself, if you can, as much as you can. Be mindful if you're filming yourself in a skate park, don't get in anyone's way and don't be an obnoxious person with your phone. But at the same time, if you're trying to learn how to do something really technical, like a kickflip or really kind of anything, watching yourself is going to help you learn probably what you're doing wrong, or at least give you an idea of how you look doing the trick. So you can kind of figure out maybe there's something else you have to change about a technical aspect of the trick, or maybe it's just something general in the way you're moving your body. And what I would also say is just be cautious, don't compare yourself to how other people look. I do think that it's important to, if style is important to you, I guess is what I'm trying to say, that's great. Some people care about style, some people don't. I personally care about style quite a bit. And what I would say is don't get caught up with like a professional style, because even though they have a lot of experience and you're trying to get that way, it might not be the easiest way to learn a trick if you're trying to do it in the most maxed out fashion possible. And also, your legs are different, your hips are different, your feet are different. Everything about the way your body moves is going to be slightly different to someone else's body. So when you do a really maxed out kickflip, it might actually even look different than like your favorite pro that you're trying to imitate, because maybe your knee opens up more, or maybe your knee doesn't open up at all and your flick is more out, or maybe your flick is more up. Whatever is going to give you the best successful repetition of the trick is what I would recommend, as long as you're sticking with the fundamentals of the trick. So in other words, like if you know your kickflips are looking mobbed but you haven't been consistent, that might be something you can work with. But also just be mindful that if you're learning a trick wrong, or you're learning to do it a certain way too much, you could develop bad habits. So that's pretty much all I got to say about progress. The next thing I want to talk about is cost and equipment in skateboarding. So I'm not going to lie to you guys, skateboarding can cost quite a bit of your monies. So what that looks like: shoes, you're probably going to be going through shoes, I'd say one pair every 1 to 3 months, depending on how often you skate. And something really great that you can do to prolong the life of your shoes is get some shoe goo. It's like $8, you can get it at pretty much any skate shop. They even make like this stuff called tactile tape, something like that now, that you can just tape on like suede. And that'll drastically help you save money and improve the life of your shoes. I think a lot of people are under the impression, oh, once I have a hole in my shoe, I have to stop skating it. If you have a hole in your shoe and you keep skating it, you're probably going to rip up your socks. However, just know that you don't have to stop skating that shoe. Unless your outward or bottom tread is really destroyed, then it might be time, because it could be actually affecting the performance of the shoe. But like just like a hole here, little things like that, you can totally keep skating the shoe, put more laces on, etc., etc. So one pair of shoes every 1 to 3 months, you're probably going to be going through shoes pretty quickly. And shoes can cost anywhere from $39 to basically $120. I find the average shoe is between $50 and $70. So that's one thing that's going to cost you. Second thing is decks. Depending on how much you skate, you could go through a deck pros go through decks like every week or 2 weeks, but I'd say like one every 2 months maybe 4 to 6 if you are really skating it a lot and just like can't bear to get another deck. But the cost of that is the tail of your deck is going to wear down and get really skinny, and you're not going to have as much pop in your board, and you're going to feel that, and you're going to start getting ghost pop, and the deck's not going to pop as high, which is why everyone talks about having that fresh pop. So decks, anywhere from 40 to 60 bucks depending on price point. Trucks will cost you about 30 to 40 bucks. Wheels will cost you about 25 to 35 bucks depending on what you get. All those things, wheels, trucks, bearings, should last you 6 months to a year, just depending on quality and how much you're skating. That's what I personally found. But keep in mind, like a full deck setup is like 150 bucks. So throughout the year, you could be spending $500 to $1,000 on skate equipment, and that's a lot of money for some people. That's a lot of money, I think, to almost anybody. So if you're blessed and you can try a lot of equipment, I would recommend it, because I found that there are certain shoes that are going to work for you specifically better. There's skinny shoes, there's wide shoes, there's shoes with more overhang on the toe, there's shoes with really slim toes, there's higher shoes, mid shoes. All those things, those elements, when you try them, you're going to find ones that you like more than others. Same thing with decks. At the end of the day, yes, a deck is a deck, but you're going to find the more you skate, there's going to be preferences you have with the width of your nose and the tail and the concave that are going to help you skate better, and you're going to gravitate towards those things in the future. So if you can spend money and experiment, I highly recommend doing it to an extent. And also, at the end of the day, if you need to save, there are ways of saving. Lubricating your bearings is a really good way to save your bearings, longevity. Just little things like that that can help your deck and your setup last a lot longer. And ultimately, there are things that you're going to have to get. Like, I would recommend a skate tool is something you're probably absolutely going to need. It's going to make your life a lot easier. That's like 15 to 20 bucks right there. And other than that, I'd say that's about the only thing that you probably absolutely need. But just know there might be 1 or 2 other small things along the way that you have to get to support your skating styles and habits. And at the end of the day, it's not the cheapest sport in the world, but I do think it's worth it. All right, so one of the last things I wanted to talk about was injury in skateboarding and getting hurt and what that looks like and just starting out. So if you're getting into skateboarding, expect your legs to be sore, expect your inner thighs and outer thighs, your calves to be sore, your ankles and feet, and then maybe even your lower back. And there's a difference between soreness and pain and injury, and you're gonna have to figure out the difference for your own body. But just know that it's okay to be sore. What you don't wanna have is pain. And pain is usually targeted and triggered at a certain area, where soreness is a little bit more spread out. I guess you kind of think of it that way. I'm not a doctor. All I want you guys to know is that you're going to feel things in your body if you're just starting skateboarding. And there's like this 2 to 4 week hump period that if you skate consistently through it and you take care of yourself and you do like salt baths or you stretch a lot and you do good things for your body and eat healthy, you're going to get through it no problem. Yes, you're going to be sore the first couple sessions. Don't overdo it. Don't push your body past its limit. That being said, injuries, there are a couple injuries that are very common in skateboarding. Number 1, your wrist. You're probably going to fall on your wrist a lot. You're going to fall in skateboarding. I'm just going to like break the ice to you. You're going to fall at some point. If you want to get better, you're going to fall. The good news is that over time, you're going to learn how to fall. And no, I don't mean like I'm jumping down a 5-set. I know how to roll out of a fall. I mean like actually just practicing ollies or like basic flat ground tricks. You're going to stumble and fall, and you're going to actually learn what the board does underneath you and kind of like how to fall or what to do in certain situations. It's gonna increase the chances of you not getting injured and of you just walking away out of that situation. So I would always recommend committing to a trick if you can. Everyone's guilty of not committing at some point, I feel like, but commit to it if you can, because if you're gonna try a trick, you might as well commit to it. You almost have the same amount chance of injury either way, so you might as well just go for it. That's number 1. Number 2, getting back to prone injuries. So wrist injury, number 1, I feel like for me, because you're gonna fall on your wrist more than anything else to kind of break a fall. So wrist guards will help you. You'll even see pros in their videos wearing wrist guards. There's no shame in it. It's better to save your wrist than to have a broken, dislocated wrist. Trust me, it's a lot harder to skate or even want to skate with one of those. So wear wrist guards, especially if you're starting out and you fall on your wrist a lot. And then once you're getting better at tricks and you're landing them a lot and you're more consistent, you might find that you don't need it. Second thing, injury-wise, ankles and shins, man. Rolling your ankle is pretty common in skateboarding. I've rolled my ankle a few times. Luckily, it hasn't been serious. Usually I find ankle to wrist injuries to last anywhere between a week to actually like a month. And they are 2 of the slowest parts of your body to heal. So kind of a bummer, but you can get over them if you heal and you stay off it. It should get back to normal within a reasonable amount of time. And I look at it like this: I just want to get back to skating again, so I'm going to do everything I can to heal that thing. Maybe it's not 100% healed. I'd say like my wrist is like 80%, 70%. I'll throw a wrist guard on, start skating again, no problem. Whatever you're comfortable with is fine. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. I'm just saying that I personally err on the side of healing myself, getting back to where I'm feeling good before I get back on the board, because you could actually make it worse. So ankles, wrist injuries, these are very common things that happen, shouldn't take you out of the game for too long. And the last thing I would say about injuries in general is, the last thing I want to say about injuries is shinners. You could get, you're going to bang your shins probably quite a bit, especially when you're learning anything other than an ollie. And even on an ollie, there could be a point where you come down weird on the board and it snaps in the right spot and it hits you in the shin. So shinners hurt. They're not the end of the world, but you could have contusions and things like that on your shins. And what I would recommend is, if you're really scared, maybe like, I know they make socks for like 20 bucks, I think you can buy, that have like a baby shin guard in them. And if that's gonna give you confidence and help you learn a trick without just like, you know, basically destroying your shins, then spend the 20 bucks, man. I mean, if it's worth it for you and you're gonna get better and build confidence, I don't think there's any shame or anything wrong. You're probably gonna be wearing pants anyway, so who really cares? I'm about learning tricks, getting better as fast as possible. That's what we all want. That's gonna allow you to have more fun on your skateboard, which is what this is all about anyway. So shinners are the last thing that I think are super common. Expect to hit your shins a few times. The first time you get a shinner, it could be a bit jarring, but just know that there are things you can do to help that situation, like the socks or like wearing like heavy pants or something like that. That's pretty much all I got to say about injuries. All right, guys, so I wanted to wrap this video up with 2 more points. Number 1, just bear in mind everything I just shared is my own personal experience, tips and advices that I wish I would have known and that have really helped me along the way. And you might have a completely different experience, and I think that's great. I think we can all learn from each other. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, I would just say have fun. Have fun on your skateboard. That's what it's all about. Go at your own pace. At some point, you're probably gonna have to push yourself out of your shell a little bit if you wanna start progressing a little bit faster. And what that could look like is doing tricks a little bit faster, doing tricks a little bit higher. And you're gonna have to decide if it's better for you to master a pop shove it really high and fast, or if you're one of those people where like that'll get bored for you and you just need to move on to like a heel flip or a kick flip or whatever other trick you're doing. At the end of the day, I think having fun is ultimately what's gonna repel you the fastest, because you're gonna be doing things you like to do. And you're probably going to be landing them if they're tricks that you're good at. And even if not, you're going to have fun trying to learn them because it's a trick you're really excited about. So that's my last tip of advice. Really try and just have fun. I find that what slows down my progress in skateboarding more than anything is when I get frustrated on the skateboard, or when I'm not landing a trick, which is also sometimes when I get hurt, is when I'm just frustrated, I'm trying to do a trick. So just wanted to end the video with just have fun. That's what it's all about. Hashtag skateboarding is fun. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, just let me know in the comments. If not, you guys know I'm going back to reviews soon. Thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, please subscribe. That's all I got. Take care.